In the last episode, we told you the painful stories of children whose childhood was forever changed by the loss of close relatives.
My dad's brother calls and says, I don't have a dad anymore.
And how is a special rehabilitation camp, a team of professionals is trying to bring back childhood.
Children have to live their childhood now, and we have to preserve it for them, because it doesn't come back.
There we met Bogdan, who was made an orphan by the war.
Bogdan is looking for his mom. He approaches women and he checks. He calls them mom and watches the reaction.
A few days after we left the camp, we received news that made our hearts beat faster. Little Bogdan from Bakhmut had a chance to live in a family again. The people who want to adopt him and give him a loving family came to meet him.
Good afternoon, everyone. He looked at us very piercingly.
It's hard to say, but I think he felt something.
Yes, he felt something. My name is Ira.
I'm Andrei.
I can draw with my finger. Yes, you can.
When I saw my wife, I knew she would be my wife. And when I saw Bogdan, I could say that I fell in love with him at first sight, as with a child. The couple took Bogdan home right after the camp shift ended, and on September the 1st, he started a new life, went to school with his parents holding hands.
Dad, I'm going to show you something. A black rabbit, Mom. Have you seen it? And we'll be watching you from the side, okay?
Bogdan was very lucky to be adopted by loving and caring parents. Now he has such a long-awaited and necessary family. Our show today is about people who have become reliable adults for many Ukrainian children, about the adults who give children back their stolen childhood. The World Inside Out with Dmytro Komarov, Ukraine. Dear friends, we are now in Ivano-Frankivsk region and we are on our way to a very big family. Unfortunately, this family lost their father because of the war. We want to make a surprise for them during the holidays. To do this, we even had to change our editorial bus to a bigger one, because today we're going to the city with a very large team. Is anybody home?
There is.
Open the door, please.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
We didn't expect you.
You didn't?
Yes.
We intentionally did not say that we would come to you. Is this Komarov?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to see you, to visit you.
Nastya, come downstairs. Call out to Alyonka and everyone else.
How many of you? What a huge family.
There is 14 of us, the children, mother, my eldest daughter, 12, who got married this year, and my grandfather is with us.
He brought a cat. Bring it here. What's the cat's name?
Timon.
Timon. We met the cat, now let's meet you. What's your name?
Yulia, Arina,
Misha.
Marika, Vika, Nastya. I love you.
Pleasure. Ruslan.
Come on. What's your name? Yaroslav.
Yaroslav, and you?
Aliona.
Eliona. Irina, you are the mother of this family, and Eliona?
Older sister.
Older sister. Why is it whining? Any idea?
This is a boy.
By the way, it looks like Budanov's cat, see? It's a local cat, not a kitty. What is his name, your pet? Hunter. This is the cat who knows more state secrets, I think so, than anyone else in this country, I think so. A strategic fighting cat. Budanov has Gunter, a similar pattern.
Let him go, he's meowing.
Meowing, you can take him away.
Come.
At first glance, the family seems absolutely ordinary, but in fact, all 10 children are adopted. This is a big, nice family, or as it officially called, a family-type children's home. It's a more modern family alternative to the usual orphanages. This family met at the beginning of the war not in Ivano-Frankivsk region, but in Luhansk region, in the city of Rubizhny.
We were all in Rubizhny.
You lived there before the full-scale war.
Before the full-scale war, we survived the occupation in 2014, then the liberation, and then in 2022, when it began. Our mayor left the city, fled. We tried, as they say. If we survived the 14th year, then maybe it relaxed us a little bit, because we thought, it's just like at the 14th, our people will start to liberate us in a short while. We calculated everything we had, but it was not the 14th, but the 22nd. 15 meters from our house was the front line. So the children saw and heard everything that could fly. They even heard a vacuum bomb that was thrown, despite everything else. Around 5:30 at 4, the morning shelling started. We listened. If it was from the right, we were Ukrainian territory. If it was from the left, it was already occupied by the Russians.
So it was just your bad luck to be right on the frontier.
On the frontier.
I can't even imagine, because we also filmed in those parts in the spring of 22, and to be there as a big family with many children.
You also evacuated 2 boys from Rubizhny, my student from the 5th school. You did.
Petrovich.
Yes,
What's your name?
Petrovich.
Petrovich. How old are you?
5.
Where are your parents?
My mom's gone. The soldiers took her away.
Hello. Hi, John. Jason. We used to live at home. My mom went to the city a week ago and didn't come back. Yesterday, the military came and took us to a safe place.
Will you take us to my dad?
Will they? Such good men we have, they will take you to your father. It's incredible how the war intertwined the fates of Ukrainians. We met little Petrovich and his brother Jason in Severodonetsk in April 22, and almost 2 years later we met Jason's teacher in the Ivano-Frankivsk region.
Jason Andreevich, that's right. And he came to study with us in the 9th grade.
And the little one?
He wasn't yet studying with us at that time.
What do you know about their family, their mother, their life?
It was an ordinary family where the mother took care of the child. She raised them then. And at one point, I know later somehow it happened that their grandmother started raising them. I don't know where he is now.
When did you decide to live?
The decision was made after the night shelling. They had just fallen asleep when the shelling started and shells started exploding. They shouted, "Let's go to the basement." And when we went down to the basement this time, I was with them. Misha said, "Mom, my shoulder hurts." I said, "Maybe you were careless when you went downstairs and scratched it somewhere." I said, "Let's go, everyone settle and I'll see." And our child faints. We go there and he has a shrapnel wound. That is, the shell exploded near the house, flew through the room, pierced the interior door, and we're thankful that Misha had a lot of clothes on, that it didn't get stuck very deeply.
Where did you get hit?
Where did you get hit? Show us with your hand.
Just with your hand?
Here.
It hit you here. Did you realize it was a shrapnel?
No, because...
Did you get it by yourself?
Yes, Salonka did it because she had emergency training.
Terrible.
Because there were no doctors, nothing, we were on our own.
After this shelling, you decided to live.
That's it, 100% we're going to pick up and you're leaving. When we started talking about evacuation, we were told, no one can drive to you, you have to go to the evacuation point. It was 8 kilometers away and we had to walk 4 kilometers under fire. So we realized that it was very difficult. Dad said, let me drive you out. We didn't have a big car, so we couldn't leave with the whole family at once. We had to make 2 trips under fire. I will come back. I said, you know, if you make it there, you won't be coming back.
Well, yes.
It's a one-way road. And one day, I don't know how, we got a call and a man introduced himself saying, my name is Oleksandr Dmytriev, I'm a military chaplain. I was given your address that you need help evacuating you. I can evacuate you, I'm from your area.
He did.
He did. My husband and my father stayed behind because my father had undergone 4 surgeries before, and we were worried because the road was very difficult, and they decided that they would.
So your husband and your father stayed behind.
Yes,
Your husband stayed to look after your father.
for my father and for the house.
Your father couldn't stay alone.
Yes.
May I take a closer look?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry that you had a tragedy. What was your husband's name?
Vitaly.
Vitaly. How did he die?
After Oleksandr Dmytriev picked us up and took us to the evacuation, that is, he took us to Slavyansk, the men stayed behind. They went to our neighbors who were nearby, and we agreed that we would get in touch in the morning and evening. One day, the next, on March 13th in the morning, he called me at 8 o'clock. We talked, and in the evening, I started calling. No one was answering. And then the next day, our neighbor Lena called me and said that Vitaly were gone. Later, when they came to us, thanked them very much. They brought grandfather here. My father is with us. So they brought him here and they told me that they had just sat down to breakfast, and at about 10:30 a.m., the first shell that came, it hit the corner of our garage. Later, it seemed as if it had been corrected. That is, it was pointed at. It was obvious that someone was guiding it, and then the shells started falling one by another, starting from the beginning of the house. After the second shell hit, my husband rushed to the roof. Because the shells were incendiary, he wanted to put it out. It was our house, we built it ourselves, and they tried to save it. The shells were falling one after another, and after the second one, he went up the hill, and apparently he heard the next shell coming and wanted to go down the stairs, but he put one foot on the stairs, and then the next shell completely hit him. And then, as Ihor and Lena tell us that they saw it, Ihor climbed up to turn him over. Maybe he was still alive, maybe he was just wounded, and he climbed up the stairs, but he was already dead. He turned him over in the attic. On the way down, he got a concussion himself because the next one came. They started counting, and then Lena said, we counted to 15 and stopped because the shells were hitting the roof of the house methodically, one after another. After the house was shot at, a fire broke out so intense that everything burned down. Even the iron was burned out. There was nothing left. The walls were white, as if they had just been whitewashed. The fire was so intense that even the soot burned off. And Dad stayed there. We couldn't even bury him. And there was nothing to bury. He burned down completely with the house. Ihor came back a day later and said, when the fire stopped, when it stopped burning, I came to the ashes and saw only a dog sitting there. We had a very large shepherd dog, my father's dog, and everyone loved it. He said, I called her, lady, come here. She came out, looked, and went and sat on the spot where Vitaly died. He says, I tried to dig it up, look, find something, but there was nothing to find. So for all of us, this is such a...
Please forgive me for bringing you back to these topics.
Yaroslav is going to bed and he has to have an evening conversation. He comes here, he sleeps with the boys. He has a crib there, and every night he comes, we read a story with him, he tells us how the day went, and he has to have his mom tell him about his dad. He says, Mom, what makes you think that Dad is dead? He's not dead, he's in heaven now. He's an angel, he protects us. Sometimes they say that those who have died, who are very dear to you, are taking care of you from heaven. So on February 16th, we had our 31st wedding anniversary, and he decided to give me a wedding ring, this big one.
That one?
Yes, I laughed at it all the time because he gave me a thin one once.
And you couldn't take it off?
I didn't take it off. And he decided to give me this as a present. One stone had fallen out, and on February 22nd, he took it to be repaired. On the 24th, there was a war We had no time for rings, no time for anything, so we forgot. And then in April, I think, I received a call. Good afternoon. We have fulfilled your order. At first, I didn't understand. I said, what order? You gave us a wedding ring for repair. We have repaired it. Where should we send it? And they sent it to us here, to our address. That's how fate works. Even from here, it reaches us in a such way.
Although a family-type children's home is a foster family, in fact, it's the same that the regular family. At the beginning of 2024, there were more than 4,000 foster families in Ukraine. We visited another such large family, the Sischuk's, after St. Nicholas Day, so we decided to entertain the kids a bit. Today, the grandchildren also came to visit a large foster family with 10 children. Can we come in? Hello! What's your name, please?
Maria,
And I'm Mikolai. May I come in?
come in.
Hello. Hello. Happy holidays. Likewise. By the way, their gifts were sent by a friend of mine. Take them out.
The world inside out.
Do you know what the world inside out is?
Yes.
Hello, children. Hello. We're very glad to see you. Happy holidays. Despite the fact that the family lives in a relatively safe region, their story is directly related to the war, and it's very painful.
I'm sorry, but this is a child from the war. Hello? Not finished, son. How are you in a nutshell? And where are you going now? Where were you stationed? Off to Kupiansk?
Lubomir,
The bomber. Look for our Nyanko. He's here.
can we show his face?
You can show his face. This is him in Bucha.
It's in Bucha. These are the first days after the liberation.
There's also them in Irpin.
In Irpin, that's him.
This is his friend. When the war started in 14th, he went to fight. Look, my child looks 70 years old.
How old?
70.
70. He looks 40, 35 or 40. How old is he?
He is, but he doesn't look 40 here.
For a year, the mother, he does.
He looks tired. Is that how children should look like that? What for?
The medal. When you see a medal, how do you feel?
I'm not happy. He has a lot of medals. This is also him. It's in Bucha. That's where they moved to, just after they left Solidar.
Well, he also in Bakhmut.
He was. They were leaving Solidar from that factory. They were getting off here and sitting in the subway. Who is this? Dad? What does Dad do? At the war.
Dad is at war.
Where's your Nanashko, Svatik? He died. What happened to him? A bullet. A bullet.
What are you talking about?
We had a godfather named Yura, and we buried a lot of our combatants. A lot of them.
How is your mother's heart now?
God forbid. God help us. This life, God forbid. It's a nightmare, I can tell you. This is with Lubchik. He lived with us for a year. Da Vinci.
It is the Da Vinci, a friend of your son's.
Of course. It was a great tragedy for us, the death of Da Vinci, and my Lubchik could not bear it. We all loved him very much. But war does not choose, it takes the best. Such a dear children, and here you are burying a child who owes no one anything.
While the own child is at the front line, 10 foster children are at home. However, the first thing you notice when you get to this family is the great love and warmth that the foster parents bring. After all, making a choice in taking 10 children into a family requires a lot of courage and an open heart. Children in these families are not adopted, meaning they keep their surname and their status. This can be the status of an orphan if the child has lost them, or the status of a child whose parents have been and deprived of parental rights. In other words, the parents are alive, but for some reason they do not live with the children to take care of them. In a foster family, despite the fact that the children are not considered siblings, a real family bond emerges like between siblings. Let's see a room. Yes, let's go into the room. Wow! This is a cool room, a boys' room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. Guys, show where everyone belongs.
And here I sleep so softly.
Sleeping softly. You've got a nice little spot here. Tell me what you're doing here.
We play.
You have a wardrobe. You have so many cars.
Come on, girls, show us your room. Masha, lead the way.
This is a girl's room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. This house looks very decent from the outside. It even looks new. Whose house is this?
Katerina Sacha learned about our situation. In September of 22, they announced a fundraiser for our house. The whole of Ukraine donated. In a month, they raised 3 million hryvnias.
3 million, the whole of Ukraine. It's amazing that even during the war, when it's hard for absolutely everyone, these families are not left alone with their problems. Ukrainians always support them and come to their aid.
We have another, room that we keep safe. Let me explain why. Children ask me to give it to them so that they can set up their own playroom here. You see, they have already brought everything here.
I see such an oriental style here. It can be on the floor, on the sofa.
Their next dream is to buy a projector for the wall and make
A movie theater.
a movie theater, you see. You can sit down with popcorn.
You could sit on chairs there.
Yes, that's what they want to do.
I see trench candles here. This is a huge help. Who's making them?
I am and Russia.
You all do it together.
Yes.
You have so many troubles of your own, but you still help and do it. Just as there are no two identical families in the world, there are no two identical foster families. There are no clear rules for foster parents. Each individual family establishes its own order and its own values. You have a family photo corner here.
Yes.
Even this shows that the family is very close.
Yes.
There are so many photos. These are chronicles of your happiness, your life.
Yes. And here we took them, you see, from the facility.
This is it?
Yes. These were the children.
Unrecognizable.
Yes. Let's everyone tells you where they live.
Brothers Alexei and Volodymyr came to Ivano-Frankivsk from Kherson. And this is your shared room.
Yes.
We have been in this family for 7 years. This is our Kherson corner.
Yes.
This butterflies here is beautiful. 2 beds. Is the bear yours?
Yes.
I see he's many years old. You have had it all your life.
Almost.
You have a bear, and I see you have a tiger. This is a bunny. Sorry, it's not a bunny, it's a tiger. We've only seen the first room. How many rooms do you have? 10?
How many? About 7.
About 7. They don't know the exact number of rooms here. The second room has a double bed. Who are the owners here, please? Me and Vasil. Vasil, me and my brother. Vasil and Misha. Are you brothers?
Yes.
Who's on top? Who's on the bottom? I'm on top. Misha is on top. Vasily is on the bottom. I always liked the top. We also had a double bed, and we always had quarrels about who was on top.
We took their sister first. We went to Marusia's house, and Marusia also went to a secondary school. Then we were introduced to Vasil and Misha.
Marusia, Misha, and Vasil are family. That's great.
We used to take Marusia to our house on weekends all the time. We took her, she was already allowed to leave that institution, and we visited Vasil and Misha. And Marusia was brought there once, but they didn't recognize Marusia, their sister. They didn't know. Marusia remembered them, but they didn't know her.
Were you separated?
Yes.
Did you go to the different orphanages or boarding schools?
I was in a boarding school, they were in an orphanage.
According to the law of Ukraine, siblings cannot be separated, but in practice, it often happens that children from the same family end up in different institutions depending on their age. Thus, they often find themselves far from each other.
I take them to their parents, I show them their roots. I take them home, I treat their parents. Right? Yes. We arrived at their home and their mother did not recognize them.
Have you seen your biological mother long ago?
About a year, 6 months. About a year has passed.
When you see her, what are your feelings? Do you feel that this is family? No, no.
And they ran away from her. She came to us, she was drunk, and her partner came out there too. I was very outraged that she did not know them by name. And then I said, "Look how beautiful your children are. What did you do to lose your children like that?" And she says, "Thank you for taking them in." I say dogs are taken in, but these are children, my children.
It's even scary to hear. As of January 1st of this year, 27,606 children lived in various state institutions, of whom more than 22,000 had legal parents. And when a child has legal parents, they cannot be adopted. But it's possible to take such a child to one of the family-type orphanage.
It was back in 2011, in October, when we got our first foster children. Yulia was the very first in our family. Was I 6? No, you were 8. Where were you at that time? In an orphanage in Svatovo. Dad in Russia suddenly disappeared somewhere and we couldn't understand where. And then we saw Dad walking down the road, holding Russia's hand because he was 4.5 at that time. He was blonde, curly-haired, blue eyes, and they went to see his shoes because Dad had a tool in the car and Russia's shoe broke, so they went to sew it up. The next day, Dad said that we were going to take him as soon as possible. He said, "I can't forget that little hand in my hands."
How did you come to that decision, having 2 adult children, to become a mother again, and not just a mother with many children, but a very, very many children, to devote your life to serving other children?
I don't consider it a service. Who say that I only give to them? And how much do they give me? In this situation, when my husband died, when I lost everything, if I were left alone, even with my daughter and father, it would be much harder for me to go through this. Because I don't have time to delve into all this. We just live as a family. Who saves whom is another question. Either they save me or I save them.
Most stories of creating a foster family begin with meeting their first child.
And this is our kitchen.
And I see not only the kitchen, I see your husband.
Yes.
Can I introduce myself again? We met before. I didn't see. I saw a man with a bird. Tell me, when did you first get the idea that you wanted to take and foster children?
When my son went to war, and I decided that I would do it for myself. I wrote a statement that I would take them. My husband was very much against it.
We're old. Do you remember what we're thinking, what we're saying? Responsibility.
Yes. He said, "Look, these are children, broken children, and this breakage must be fixed. These bones must be put back together." But that's okay. You know that later, when I took him home, he saw Oleksandr, who was so shabby.
A little.
He was very small, 4 years old.
4 years old, the first child.
We brought him here and he fell asleep in my arms. What were you like to your mother?
Like this. Do you like holidays?
Yes.
All those who do, raise your hands. Who like presents?
Of course, who doesn't like gifts?
Then I suggest we just to go to the city and make some of our dreams come true. Choose some gifts for yourself.
I know what I want. A police car, a train, and an airplane.
3 gifts at once: a police car, a train, and an airplane.
I do. I'd like a lockable notebook.
What's a lockable notebook?
A notebook with a lock.
So you write something and it's secret, no one can read it. Cool, I want one too. What does a mother dream of?
That her children would be fine.
And for yourself?
I don't know.
A nice surprise.
A nice surprise. The immersion blender just broke down, so Mom needs a blender. This is my dream.
Mom is great, specifically Mom. She needs a blender.
Mom knows what she needs.
We're going out. We're going to travel. Here's our bus. Come in, please. Wait for older ones. Sit wherever you like. The best seats are near the window. Myths about children taken from orphanages. I think you know better than anyone what children from orphanages are really like.
It's just that this very idea of a boarding school is a pressure because it's not something normal. When a child grows up, he reproduces in his life what he lived in childhood. If they lived in an orphanage all their life, you can imagine what kind of relationship they saw between their father and mother. If they only saw, for example, a woman who came to work, worked for 8 hours and went home. The child was left alone. If they are in an orphanage, it is very difficult psychologically. I want to give this child the best. Today I receive 5,000 from the state for one child. Will I be able to provide for him in full? If, for example, my son's education costs 2,000 extra per month, or if I have to pay something else, of course these are pennies that do not do anything, so I have to work. Relatively speaking, I get 25,000 in salary and about 60,000 in payments for the children. When we go shopping with the older boys, for example, to buy some groceries, fruit, or other things, we usually leave at the store about 3,000 to 5,000. How can I say that foster parents or foster caregivers have something for themselves personally? This is not even enough if you spend it only on children. In this case, I say that I'm working hard and all the money goes there.
The plan is we're girl looking for our dreams in the store. Here we are on the 3rd floor, now we're going to the toy store. Well, 1, 2, 3, dreams are starting to come true. Come on, let's go, maybe new dreams will appear. Let's go. We need special gifts, dreams that come down from the sky.
And I know what I want. A police car, a train, and an airplane.
We need a police car,
Got it?
an airplane, and a train. Because we have a driver, a pilot, and a security guard. A police car.
We have these. I want this one.
You want this one? I've got it. Is this airplane okay?
We have an airplane. He needs a helicopter.
Not an airplane, a helicopter. Do you have a helicopter?
Yes, there are military helicopters.
Military?
Yes.
A military helicopter. Okay, military helicopter. Here you go. So you already have a police car, a helicopter, train. We need a train. Railroad.
Like that. A small one, not too big.
Take your pick. Do you like it?
I do.
Look, then you'll watch the world inside out. It's a Japanese train or a Chinese train. They are the same in Japan or China. They're really fast, 400 kilometers an hour. I've never traveled on the ground at that speed. Take it. We've dealt with Yaroslav. Daniel, where's Dania?
Danya, and you?
There.
Lego.
Which ones?
A car. Look, there is one of those.
I'll look for the cars you like. You don't want this one? Look, Indiana Jones. Do you want one of those?
There are more.
Let's go, we'll see. I found one for me. Every boy is looking for a toy. I found an Indiana Jones.
Danya, look, it's the tank you asked for.
You want a tank? What kind of tank do we have? An army tank, 2-in-1. It's a nice tank. I'm going to buy an Indiana Jones for myself. No, I won't. I'm already grown up. I'm a big boy. These children's stores are some kind of magic. A boy is 40 years old and he sees something and thinks, this is the Taj Mahal, India, this Indiana Jones, and here is the Taj Mahal.
And you dream.
What new dream? Your heart is racing. In secret in my ear, no one will hear.
A doll.
A doll? Is it here? You have to be confident in your dreams. Let's go. Choose one.
This one.
That's the one you want. You're really good. You're not shy.
And I'd like a lockable notebook.
Let's look for a lockable notebook.
I already found it. Alyonka told me that I can choose the regular one and just hide it.
Hide it. And a new dream?
Yes,
What kind?
a small one.
A small one.
Yes.
Where? Don't follow us, we have a secret. What are those goggles? Night vision, super illumination for spine in the dark. Well, 2 dreams come true. And what about you?
Beauty box with cosmetics.
Cosmetics. That's a real dream. Did you find the makeup?
Found it.
It's a box of makeup.
Can we see it?
Wow, all the girls will borrow it from you. Wow.
Family game.
Family game. Who's in charge? You're in charge of the gift for the whole family.
Sketch markers like felt tip pen.
To draw there.
On paper.
What are they?
Sketch markers, you can refill them.
You found your dream. Here we are, dream. Yaroslav did well. He chose the most.
Children's dreams are so specific.
It's easy, friends, to understand how hard it's for parents who have so many children in their families. You go to a toy store with 10 children and everyone wants something. This is just a good example to understand how difficult it is, how responsible it is, and how difficult it is financially to be a parent of a large family. That is why it's especially important to support such families and help them. You go into a store and you see the both mothers and children's eyes running around. You want everything at once, you love everything equally. How do you do it?
We came to an agreement with them that each of them has one thing. Mom gives everyone about the same amount of money and they can choose what they want with it.
This is how the system works.
Yes. If it's not all of us at once, for example, Yaroslav and I, Mom picks him up from kindergarten most often, and he goes shopping with us, of course. Like all little children, he needs something. Mom usually buys him a candy or something else. We immediately agree in the store that we're buying one thing.
What else do we need to find gifts in the electronics department? What are we looking for here again? A flash drive for listening to music. To plug it in speaker. Yes.
For music.
To plug it in speaker.
Speaker?
Okay.
You'll choose, so... There are small ones. There are big.
If I were you, if they offered you a bigger one, I would choose the bigger one. Don't be shy.
So?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a speaker? Yes. And the sister?
A speaker.
A speaker? Let's choose. What do you think of this fashionable one? I think it's multifunctional. Or do you want a small one?
I'll take the small one.
Do you want a small one? She wants a small one.
Let's try to connect it.
And turn up the music so that the whole store shakes. Turn it up. As loud as you can. Take it. Your older ones are undecided. Mother, you need a blender. What would you choose for a big family? 10 children and you have to cook and make sure it doesn't break down and works.
This is a great one. There is a large bowl, a small bowl, a mesh for attachment. You can make mashed potatoes or fruit, and it has good power.
You're talking so deliciously, I'm already hungry. This one?
Yes.
Let's look for a new one and run to the checkout.
Okay.
Are you happy?
Yes, thank you.
That's it. The projector. You want a projector, yes.
Their next dream is to buy a projector for the wall and make
a movie theater, a projector on the roof, and a family movie theater. We'll look for it. Let's go. Small, compact. Does it have a screen? It projects an image onto the wall. This is a home theater. That's it. You can hang it on your roof, in the attic, or have grown-ups install it. You just connect it like a computer, like a smartphone, and any movies from the internet, any programs. shows instead of TV. You have a huge wide wall there, and it will be cool. Do we take it? You decide. Yes. I'm hungry now, aren't you?
Yaroslav, I am.
I'm hungry too. We should go eat together.
Are you hungry?
Are you? I am.
Let's go to the kitchen to eat.
It's very interesting how such a big family eats.
We're going to show you.
Can I join you? To be your assistant, I don't know. Anything as long as you feed us later.
Let's go.
The kitchen is separate.
Yes.
There is not enough room in the house.
No, this is a reserve because there is a war. Sometimes there is no electricity, no heat.
You have a stove here, so if there is no electricity, no gas, you're fine.
Yes. Look, we have cabbage rolls cooking here.
Oh, look at the amount. What do you have there?
Fish is stewing,
Cabbage rolls. How many kilograms? 10?
maybe more.
More.
There is stewed fish with mushrooms.
It tastes so good that I'm going to... Our cameramen are already...
I'll give it to you now.
Yes.
Okay, cut it, guys. Chop the salad. I'll give you the sausages. Let's go.
Tell me who does what. I see that everyone has a role.
Yes, everyone does something.
Give me a part of the work too, so I can join the process.
Please, do.
Roll it out.
Yes, just a little bit, not much.
A little bit.
Just a finger's height. That's enough.
Your speed is so high.
Very. We do everything very quickly.
Because it seems like it takes a very long time to make dumplings, especially this many. We've been there for about 5 or 7 minutes, and you can already see what's on the table. You can already watch it in an accelerated rhythm. Let's try to calculate on a calculator how many kilograms of food you need per one day.
1.5 kilograms of buckwheat. 10 sausages, about 1 kilo 800 grams. We need butter, at least 300 grams.
A day?
Yes, this is for breakfast only. Now let's take lunch. 3 kilo of potatoes for soup.
Potatoes plus
300 grams of rice or noodles.
300 for all.
Yes, because it's for the soup. We need meat, for example, I throw in 2 kilo of ribs all the time. Then for the second course, we need, for example, 1.5 kilo of pasta.
Pasta?
And, for example, 3 sirloins.
How much is that?
1,200 grams. We need 10 loaves of bread, about half a liter of oil, half a kilo of oatmeal, and 1.5 kilos of meat, diced.
Yes.
And salad and fruit. They have fruit for the evening.
How many kilograms of fruit?
Oh,
Plus 2 kilos of apples.
yes.
Look, 35 kilograms of food per day. That's not including tea and everything else.
Sviatoslav, Grandma will give you some now, dear.
Sviatoslav is picking it. I used to love it when I was a kid too. Just like that from the table.
He's just like his dad. Maxim, take the mushrooms out of the fridge, chop the onion and pickled mushrooms.
I've never seen anything like this. We filmed for literally 20 minutes, and during this time the children and their mother managed to cook dumplings with different fillings, 2 salads and pies, and I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't notice something else, because the speeds are cosmic and the smell! Pampushkas.
Yes.
The guys are already throwing dumplings. You see, this is a parallel process. There are donuts, dumplings, and spoons and forks. Everyone is doing everything in parallel. It would seem that it's difficult to cook for such a large family, but on the other hand, when everyone is doing everything, it is faster. What do you have here? We missed it. You have mushrooms, pickled mushrooms. Can I taste some? You can. I'm like your little brother. There is something being fried or boiled, mayonnaise, been made here, dumplings been made there, and so on. And so it goes on 3 times a day, such a crazy rush. It will be not only with potatoes, but also with cabbage.
Yes.
Your menu is like in a restaurant. I think there are 12 dishes.
That's why I say I never choose anything. I'll cook whatever is there.
Mother is a heroine.
Did you cook dumplings there, kids? Yes, we did. You threw everything in? Did you stir the water? Did you salt the water? Maria is there. Marusia, did you salt the water? You did. Is there any bread, any cabbage rolls? Put some mushrooms here. Children, sit down. Either eat or get up and go away.
My sweet sunshine.
Come on, sunshine. Sit down, my sunshine. Put that there.
This is what a typical dinner in a large family looks like. I was struck by how independent the children are and that they really know how to do everything: cook, clean, wash dishes, and set the table.
Let's pray for our guys. Let's pray for our Ukraine, that all of them will be alive and that those who did not live will be remembered forever. Okay. God, where's our stewed fish?
There isn't?
Go get it!
We forgot the fish. Now, friends, there is a bit of irony in these words. A modest lunch in a hurry.
In a hurry.
I would like to have such a modest lunch every day.
Please come to us. My children cook a lot of dishes. I'm done, Grandma. Good for you. And we do it every day. We have dumplings 2 or 3 times a week, really.
I see happiness at this table. I see a happy family. I see smiling children. You know, sometimes you can feel the atmosphere even by looking, that someone is intimidated, someone is unhappy.
Yes.
And here you look into the eyes of the children and realize that they're all happy, calm, confident.
And free.
Free, but at the same time well-mannered.
Well-mannered, yes, but free. They have a feeling of freedom inside them. They're not afraid to say or do anything. If they did it, they did it. If they broke it, they broke it. That's it.
I'll taste your dumplings.
That's it. Who made them? Me. Everyone.
The cabbage ones are super good. Why do you love your mom the most?
For taking care of us.
What's your mom like?
Kind.
Kind. What else?
Merciful.
What else?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. What else?
Smart.
Smart. You're good.
Kind. Sincere. She does everything for us. You can always tell her your secrets. She won't tell anyone. Mom is kind. Sincere. Very smart. Beautiful. She's in love. What? Now Yaroslav will tell us about your boyfriend. Shall I? Red.
So you know who your sister fell in love with?
Red.
Bad?
With red.
With red. I thought it was bad. She's blushing. If she's laughing so hard that it's true. Who's bad? Oh, I'm sorry. Who's red? Red.
Blood.
At first I heard him say red, and I thought it was a cat.
You see, our family is aware of all Amur's affairs. Everyone knows what's going on. I'm very grateful that Mom and Dad took me in. I love them very much. They taught me a lot. I think I would have been lost a long time ago if it weren't for my mom and dad. I think it's a new collective, new friends, brothers. I was glad everything worked out here. Were you afraid? I was. What did your mom tell you? Huh? What did Mom tell you? What did they say on the second floor? Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. And don't panic. If you want to run away, the door is open.
Anyone want to run away?
No.
So, everyone wants to stay.
When my mom took me in, there was no screaming. It was peaceful. You could walk around, make a lot of friends. You had freedom. And they taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful for that.
I love Mom because she puts up with a lot. And for a long time.
That's true. Thank you for the truth. When Mom took me in, I felt warmth in my heart, love. And here, she gave us more opportunities than in the orphanage, because in the orphanage, here you can do what you want, go for a walk, and in the orphanage you don't have that. I'm very grateful to my parents for taking me out of the orphanage, because they used to beat me and call me nasty names. And here no one hits me, everyone is friendly.
Aren't you afraid that one of your children will be adopted?
Yes, I am, but I have priority for adoption.
If you find out that someone is trying to adopt one of your children, will you start the process yourself because you have the priority and not give them up?
Yes. I have 10 children, but 4 families. That is, they are related to each other. Marus and Nastya, for example, Sasha, Victoria, Misha, and they cannot be separated from each other. That is, according to the law, if there is an adoption, it can only be in one family, and the older the children get, the fewer people are willing to adopt.
What advice would you give to people who have just watched the show, thought about it, and now have this thought in their heads? It's already been sown. They think about becoming a foster family because today, unfortunately, a lot of children need families.
If after my words more children are placed and get parents and do not stay in boarding schools, then this will be perhaps the most important result of the show. The fewer children we have in orphanages, the better. This is the most important thing.
How has such a huge family changed you?
We hardly think about ourselves anymore, so little by little we think more about the children. Because you have to think about what you have to cook tomorrow, you have to be healthy, you have to be responsible. As I say, to the end. Just to the end.
I said, go ahead, leave the house to Dad. Please go and rest, and I'll take care of them.
And I will do it. I will. It's good that you advised me to do that. You hear me? Just watch out that you don't go looking for your mom when the house is on fire.
What family is and the importance of family you especially feel during the holidays, when there is such incredible atmosphere, love, communication, and I want to thank you for creating this atmosphere for such a large family, for children who, if it were not for you, would not have this atmosphere this holiday. And I want as many Ukrainian children as possible to have a real family. Thank you very much and good luck to you all. Here. You want here? Sit down here. Come on.
When the war started, we first laid on the floor, and then my dad would say, "Everyone to the basement." When there was shelling, bad guys come and start shooting at our house, and when we move, my dad immediately climbs on the roof to put out the fire. And when the bad guys wanted to kill him, God took him. He took him to heaven and doesn't want to let him go. In heaven, the dad can shoot at the bad guys, kill them, shoot them with a gun, and protect us, the whole family. Maybe someday the bad guys will end the war and leave. We will go to the old house and God will let Dad go. And then we will leave and travel in the old house. We'll buy a car, a bus.
War robs children of their childhood and makes them suffer heavy losses. Luckily, there are families who do everything they can to give the children back their childhood. When you see such families, you realize how dear foster parents become to children. It's hard to call these families orphanages, even though they are family type. There seems to be much more love, care, support, and kindness here than in some ordinary families. All these children are extremely lucky, although, in fact, not only they are lucky, our whole country is lucky. Thanks to such heroic people as these parents, in 10, 20, 30 years, they foster children. A new generation of Ukrainians will bring the goodness and care that their foster parents have given them into the world. These people themselves, sometimes without realizing it, are making the future of our country brighter, kinder, and more successful. In the next episode, never ever. Have you ever had a situation where no one greets you?
No, this is the first time.
The First Lady of Ukraine and the world inside out will spend the whole day at the orphanage.
It's a decent borscht. How do princes dress up? Not like in fairy tales.
According to the children's schedule, senior group come in to eat, but according to the rules of adults.
Okay, it's the classified stuff.
Unexpected tasks. 1, 2, 3. Mopping the floor. The most touching confessions.
I always felt not needed, and through that everyone would be better off without me.
In the most closed world of children without parents.
Look who's here. They are so nice. They are ordinary children, just like mine used to be. I don't understand how you can abandon such children.
The world inside out with Dmytro Komarov, Ukraine.